Good morning, everybody. A very big shout out to Caligula for building that for me. So really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much, brother. I love it. Second of all, I'm going to do a very quick, I've never done this before, a quick shout out to a viewer here. And let me just pop this up. This is from Justin Starr. Justin said, at first I wasn't a fan because I felt you were an ADA hater. I realized you were doing your homework and Sol was just a faster horse. I dumped half of my ADA into Sol back in September. Your videos convinced me to make the move. Thank you. So first of all, I appreciate that. It was Sanjay that sent that to me. I didn't even realize it was out there, but I don't hate anybody. I don't hate anything. I don't hate any crypto. All I do is look at numbers. So, but when I feel I have high conviction, I let people know. So if it comes across that I am not a fan of another project, I don't want that to be the case at all, ever. But when I talk about things, I try share stuff to help you all achieve financial freedom, which we're going to talk about a lot today as well. So this is the Saturday Morning Quickie. Thank you all for being here. Let's go. First of all, let me pop up the content. Math, money, freedom. Thank you again, Caligula, for your little thing. And none of this is investment advice. So first of all, let's talk about Bitcoin. Real quick, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on Bitcoin today, but I am going to talk about this. And here you will see, let me see, yeah. It is all working. I just want to make sure it's working. Bitcoin is eerily stable. There's a slight problem with the screen. It's not sharing fully. Anyway, not to worry. The fact that over the last 3 days, Bitcoin has been in this incredibly tight range, up and down 3%, is very, very positive news, everybody. My perspective is, yes, whales are manipulating, whales are dumping, but every single dip is being bought off with extreme accuracy. You can tell that these are programmed buys here that happen every time it dips down. But for 3 full days to be in this tight range, up 1.5%, down 1.5%, is very rare. This tells me Bitcoin's coiling up for a move. And that could happen at the weekend, because sometimes we get a lot of cool action at the weekend. So in other news, obviously there's a lot of talk last week about Jack Dorsey from Twitter. I'm a big fan, talking about hyperinflation. He rattled a lot of people. But this is kind of cool. Just yes. Is the super cycle confirmed? Somebody asked him. And the answer is yes. Stack accordingly. So this could be a little bit of hopium. I don't know if we're going to go to a super cycle or not. But we'll see. But at the same time, it's always good to have a little bit of Bitcoin insurance if you don't have any. And everybody's beginning to get some now. This is beginning to be FOMO times. And I know because I sense it. I feel it. I'm on the receiving end of it as well. So in terms of the winner's circle, our weekly segment, we look at exactly what happened over the previous 7 days. And it was kind of a flattish week. Things like Ethereum were kind of flat. I think Ethereum was up, like it eked out a 2.8% gain for the week. But just like last week, top of the charts again, Solana up 32% for the week. This is a massive move for a massive asset. You know, we're over $70 billion in market cap, and it's still adding a third of the market cap within a week, which is staggering. Elrond, number 2, in full disclosure. I own Elrond, I own Solana, but I also own Matic. So if you look at the bottom 3, oh, by the way, Avalanche was number 3. And the bottom 3, we had Matic, Phantom, and Cosmos, both down 1%, 5%, and about 6% for the week, if my eyes serve me right. But the real message here is, again, huge Solana gains, which is great. Elrond also doing really well. We look at the other players, ETH 2.8% and Polkadot, number 4, up 18%, but didn't make the top 3. But again, extremely positive. Now let's talk about Solana. I'm getting a lot of questions, so I am working on an updated price prediction model. You guys know my models are very conservative, but they're uncannily accurate in some cases. But sometimes we get to our destination faster than expected. So this was the Finder survey. This is the top series of crypto analysts, and they put together this survey and believe that Solana could hit $5,000 in the year 2030. And this is extremely bullish indeed. And we'll show you in a minute how that compares to my original price prediction model from April of this year. But how did they get here? What is their thesis? Well, real simple. They believe Solana is the ETH killer. And that's how they believe and get to this market cap. Let's drill into that for a little bit and find out exactly what their chart looks like. So here is their price prediction chart, 2021, 2025, and 2030. The year-end price prediction for 2021 has already been surpassed. Their year-end price prediction was $235. We're at $255 this morning. So that's already a bit redundant. The 2025 could disappoint many at about $1,200. But still, remember, June 22nd, this was a $20 asset. So it has come an awful long way, but it still has more to go. And their price prediction for 2030 is about $5,056. Now, what does all this mean, and how does it compare to my numbers that I put together back in April? So here we are, and I'm actually revising this right now. But one of my theses was obviously for it to surpass Cardano market cap, which is a no-brainer. We blew through that a week ago. Then this is my price prediction for 2030. I had $3,123, and that's based on hitting 20% of Ethereum's market cap. And my Ethereum price prediction for 2030 is less than Raul Paul's price prediction. So that's how conservative I am. But that's interesting that my $3,100 is close to the 5,000. And again, conservative price prediction. But what exactly does this mean? So let's have a look. One of my thesis is always for the Solana market cap should be valued at 20% of Ethereum's market cap. We are at 14.6% of that right now. Sorry, 14.58% of that already. So we're getting all the stuff is happening way faster than I expected. And I didn't expect the meteoric rise to be so drastic. So I will probably think about upgrading that 20% to maybe 25% because we're just getting there so fast. So as you know, I like to build my what I call flippening models because they're important to look at as well and very good to benchmark stuff. Now, what does Solana mean in terms of market cap if it goes to $5,000? Well, a market cap of 5K is worth about 2.5 trillion, which is about 2 times the Bitcoin market cap today, which is not that beyond the realm of probability if you think about it. Now, remember my retire on Solana video? Now, if you were to redo that based on these price predictions, a $4,000 investment on June 22nd would have gotten you 198 Sol, which is enough to have $1 million in the year 2030. So again, for all of you out there that have 198 Solana, hold on tight. And I know many of you have a lot. I know a couple of you have like 2,000 and more. So the question is, will we get there? I believe possibly. Yeah, twice Bitcoin market cap, not a problem, especially when you look at some of the other news that's coming in a second. So let's talk, now that we're on the kind of moonship, let's talk about Ethereum. This is a top analyst. Obviously, Ethereum is the arch rival to not only Bitcoin, but now Solana. And at the start of the quarter, obviously things have been kind of bonkers for Ethereum. Now, the star altcoin appears to have entered price discovery mode once we got above that $4,500. And, you know, we're bouncing around a little bit under 4,500 right now, but we did hit an all-time high of 46.64, I think. And Project Syndicate, he's a popular crypto TA, technical analyst. He believes his price projection to hit $7,500 real soon for Ethereum. That's a lot to take in, And this is an extremely happy, hopium-filled Saturday video, so I hope you guys are enjoying it out there. Now let's talk about JP Morgan. Again, I hinted at this yesterday, but this is another piece from them, why they believe Ethereum is superior to Bitcoin. Again, I am a big Bitcoin bull, but I'm just sharing all the news in an objective way as I can. So Bitcoin as a form of digital gold, as we all know, and Ethereum, per JP Morgan, they believe it's deriving its value from a wide range of revenue streams, DeFi to gaming to NFTs to stablecoins, etc. It's far less susceptible to volatility in price, they believe, as gold is, and Bitcoin is the new gold, because there's so much value. Basically, as Kathy Wood says, DeFi and that's why I love DeFi, that's why I invest heavily in SCPs, they are hollowing out the traditional financial services business. And Ethereum is proving to be very successful and has a long way to go. But remember, it's deflationary. And it's moving to proof of stake, which will also make it more environmentally friendly as well as we go forward. So that's a big part of the thesis from JP Morgan and how they believe it is superior to Bitcoin. But we'll see. So if Ethereum is superior to Bitcoin and Solana is superior to Ethereum, you guys can make your own conclusions as to where I'm going with this. Now let's talk about this. This really, really made my day because I'm on the receiving end of a lot of messages every single day about people who at the beginning of 2021 were hopeless after a horrible 2020. Now, many of you are crushing it and making it, but this was a survey that backs up a lot of what I see. There's a term now called wage slaves. Drop a comment below if anybody knows what it means to be a wage slave. It's basically people have to work for a wage that gets taken by taxes, and they're not happy. And it can be soul destroying for some people that work for very bad bosses, etc. But this crypto survey says 4% became free. The survey says 4% of US workers quit their jobs in the past year after successfully investing in crypto markets. Now, that sounds kind of unbelievable, but sometimes what I do kind of urge people to think is, yeah, you might make some quick money now, but remember, these markets are very volatile. So whatever you have, keep it safe. If you did make enough money to quit your job, your focus now is to preserve that capital. No longer keep it on the casino. So be really careful about that. But the interesting stuff here is 4% were able to quit their jobs, and another 7% say they know somebody who left their jobs thanks to crypto. So again, be conservative. Now let's dig into the survey and what this actually means. So there's two big conclusions. First of all, part one, despite the success some investors have had in the cryptocurrency markets, some also were not profitable. 45% are poorer than between 1 and 5 years ago, which is sad. 55% are wealthier. The question is, obviously, maybe some of those people invested in the wrong assets and lost their shirts. That still happens a lot too. I'm also on the receiving end of that. That's why I say, just invest in pristine assets. But the second part is kind of interesting. 4% of people, as I mentioned, were able to quit their jobs because of crypto gains, and the vast majority made under $50,000. So again, life-changing money can be made right now out there in the marketplace. Now, we know people were quitting low-paying jobs that weren't satisfactory, soul-destroying. But remember, it's a crazy time. So be careful. If you've made those gains, lock them away as much as you can. Now, a little bit of inflation news. This is a cool little graphic of all the inflation rates today from around the world. So we got Canada at the bottom, 4.4%, all the way up to, places like Brazil, over 3%, who are now talking about deploying Bitcoin as part payment, Turkey 20%, etc., etc. Let me know in the comment below if you believe these numbers are real, because I know for a fact, and you see US at 5.4%, that's not real. It's way higher than that. So this is really important to look at because inflation is the silent thief. If you want financial freedom, you got to make sure you hedge against this stuff or else you're not going to get anywhere. And finally, a quick summary from the week. Okay, despite the warning of quantitative easing falling by 12.5%, that's the money printing in the US. Again, that's what they are threatening to do. They haven't done it yet. Tech stocks are booming. I mean, Tesla's up, 60% in less than 2 months. Cryptos are ripping, as we see. New all-time highs every day. Ethereum, Solana, Polkadot, etc. Semiconductors have gone parabolic. Trying to get NVIDIA, but I haven't been able to catch it. And even zombie small caps from the Russell 2000, 40% of them are profitless, are up 40% in a couple of weeks. So everything is going bonkers. Part of that is because of inflation. Part of that is because of money printing. Part of that is because of the exuberance. So remember, these are special times, but buckle in, everybody, and be careful. So with that, hope you like the content. I'm going to sign off for now, and I will see you all tomorrow. We'll have DCA and Q&A. Double day. Sundays are always the day of rest for me. Sarcasm. Only kidding. Take care, everybody.